So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Report to me upstairs.
So, it wasn't a dream after all. Not a very chatty fellow, are you? I don't even remember them strapping me down. Animal sty, freight, or food.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her red letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin. Empty.
Everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Sauce. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Sauce spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Sauce. For your own peace of mind, of course, and the whole world's.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap, gore and limbs. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the body.
But who?
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
Earthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, use of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks, whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know. Wife. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
It was one of them. I know it.
I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yell me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies, usually. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. Quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her. It was one of them.
Good luck, Chief.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
You're a human, like me. That means we're friends already. My mum told me not to make friends with lizards and elves, but I think they're okay.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la. Wow! You look cool. I like your eyes. I like your colour. I have one too.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
You one of them? A Divine Order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, Ghetto. You hear that?
Sing us a song, I know you can.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
His eyes snap open. He looks at you and frowns.
Murder? Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the maid done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments. The ship, of course.
A wave over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll leave this ship with him.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mist.
There now, just like that.
Closest to our divine
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his counter-expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news.
Is that right? I've a few questions for you. You are Jill, aren't you? I ain't saying nothing.
It's the wheel, don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves.
Yeah, no indeed, kiddo. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and stalled medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all, thank ye kindly, kiddo.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips any more.
Things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given. Well, perhaps you're...
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this Trampethan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now...
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long, maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intent.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
One of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Not interested in the son of the divine himself. I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
If and pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all
Well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale... Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
But I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet and... Oh, goodness, no. And don't even mention the dishes that are turnips. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us would
Oh,
kill
but
our
to
own.
feel the caress of satin on once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell quiet long enough for me to listen.
Come on, please, Lothar. I forgot how to sing. I did.
You, Jill, there's a few questions for you. You are Jill.
Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can taste buds of a dung beetle, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry. I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
No, doesn't you seem on edge of us?
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? Name?
You think me mad?
Mad?
Well, you aren't here on my list. We're trying to catch a killer here.
Anyway,
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far? Of course I do. Seems Voidwoe can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it? You'll see. We're gonna help you. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
keep those bolts trained on her, one if she...
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of Guinea.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
By all means, do as the officer says. But you had better hurry, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with...
Precisely.
What's happened? Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick. Not long before this thing snaps into splinters! Great gods! Something's pounding on the hull!
The marking on the door was painted recently. Judging from its pungent scent, recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. A warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb. It doesn't budge.
Mom, I need to get off this ship. That means there's still a chance.
children and dwarfs first, just like the...
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait!
Beardless bugs won't I watch?
Let the games begin.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan. The one who put on this damn collar.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes... Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Bloody bubbles froth from her mouth. She's not long for this world.
Wait! We need to wait!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. Some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of... Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive. I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed... Why? But, Ursula, one of those guys that brings the bad void things here.
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway. But you didn't die. Guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see.
Voidwoken! Those are the same beasts that sank the ship. Damn, they made it to shore. Bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright blood. Could he be? Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did so, and chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over...
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
Over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, to incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Oh, may the Seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the world, the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proved enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine. I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What's... Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include your Majesty, Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, let us be off.
A black cat? Some would see this as an omen.
The cat's eyes are clouded, stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused.
I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Please.
Your godwoman has asked you a question. Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
I know nothing of any...
Stay back silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. Come on, old man. I can't wait all day. Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Did you see him? You did, right? Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. That, Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this? Better get to it, then. A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Did you see them, miss? Bishop Alexander? They were so close, almost within arm's reach.
It's time to accept reality.
Griff teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth.
A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. Easy enough to say in times of peace, but look around. We're standing on the edge of the end. The void woken are coming, miss. And it's only the Divine Order that...
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a Cheapson. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Lone wolf business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Everyone contribute. For food, for protection. No exceptions. Especially not for elves. Griff.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp. You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, Elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy?
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't want to fit in.
I don't feel so good. Oh, I don't feel so good.
More of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy? Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? I saw you fall. We all did. Thought you were done. We get out of this place. I owe you a pint. So you managed to swim to safety, is that it? What about when you were in the water? Didn't hear anything unusual, did you? I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only...
Losa's throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, yeah. It was a shipwreck, all right. Not much more to say about it, I guess. Papa Joris used to tell me, "Losa," he'd say. "Losa, you ever find yourself in a sinking ship, follow the rats. They'll find you a way out." Applies to a lot of situations, actually. Vermin tend to know what's what. It's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit hospitable. Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Is out front. Friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
She gives you a searching look.
You stood? So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah, same story here. Reckon in my case, they might actually be right, though. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, a few tricks up my sleeve. So you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if... when push comes to shove. Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal... whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? Sounds fine. Oh? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
Bow your head, please! If prayer, the next divine will ascend! So do I. By the divine, so do I. If Bishop Alexander doesn't rise, I don't know who will witness. Some blame the Voidwoken for Alexander's failure to ascend. If all we sorcerers can be cured, then the bishop shall be free to rise. So chant the endless prayer.
Time to accept reality.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child is missing. Bless you. She's been missing for days now, and not a single soul will help me look for her. Irma's her name. She's about as high as your hip. Black of hair, a quiet child. Not prone to wandering off. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. Will lift a finger to help me find her. This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here? I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind, too. It's so unlike her. Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken, and it's time to come home. That's what I call her. My little chicken.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. You are an angel. Truly you are. I'm not mad.
All day.
Sweetheart?
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hollers after that child. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya? Known her all my life. Her little girl Irma, too. Farah was a straight shooting woman in those days, but now she's madder and a cuckoo and twice as loud. Distraught don't even begin to cover it. A child of hers, killed by a void woken she was. Been dead and buried for a month now. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always.
And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Irma?
Like watching.
Farah. She ain't coming back.
What of it? Ah! Grab it in, you gobblers, the both of you!
She's gone, Farah. Gone!
The pair of you are filthy cheats, don't mean I can't beat ya.
A little respect for Griff's right hand.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart?
She ain't
You
coming
there?
back.
I'm looking for an inmate. He wears a large bronze ring with a dragon stamped into it. Name of Migo. Have you seen him? Useless. It is a very important matter that I look. Tell me if you hear mention of him.
Pipe down, Farah. It's time to accept reality.
Send us your children, your supplicants, and you divine.
If you don't like the game, Topsy, you can fold. Looky, looky, we love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards? First hands on the house. Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple hand to beat.
Quite the hand, Freshie. Unfortunately, 2 is less than 5, and that's how many purples I've got. I reckon that makes me the winner. I'll be having your fee then. I'm sure the Reds told ya. No one gets along without paying the inter... So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. Don't think your connections will get here in time to save you if you don't pay up now. Go on then. Whatever pennies you've got in your pocket ain't worth my breath. But don't you go telling Griff I was soft on you. Another inmate, but you wouldn't guess it. Runs this place like he's Dallas herself. Shouldn't be too hard to find him in the take too kindly to your kind.
Greetings, child. I find myself in your so-called divine lands, yet I feel his absence deep in my heart all the same. You may feel like an inmate here, but you and your captors are the same stuff, in race and custom. You'll see what a difference that can make.
Huh? What are you doing here? Thought Griff had you making the rounds inside. Oh, hey, you're right. You look just like Flora, though. But I reckon she was got rid of last week, now that I think of it. Time sure flies.
Pipsqueak. Well, going around poking Griff's guard. In fact, I'd go ask him if he's got a spot for you on his team. Joining up's the best way to survive, if that's what you're after.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Quiet! Better if they don't take notice. They'll only make it tighter. It won't budge. I can't breathe.
She breathes deeply into the pouch and begins to calm.
Thank you.
A little respect for Griff's right hand.
Ho ho! Ain't come to shove you. You're all I got left after your buddies were through with me. That's so. Huh. You look just like 'em. But then again, I never was the best at telling your kind apart. No harm intended, of course. Mead, 1,000 bottles of dust. 50 bottles of tears,
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need... In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Way too fast. You would be too if you'd been here as long as I have. In fact, you should be nervous if you're here at all. I know what they have planned for us, and I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I'm just one. Are you interested? Atta gal. Who wouldn't? Someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artist to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. You think I'm being lazy? No, this is sheer pragmatism. I already tried to retrieve the item, but I don't have the necessary skills. You see, I need someone who can handle themselves in a scrap. The item's within a crocodilian nearby. I'll mark the position for you. Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself. Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown law.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be better even to puke yourself to death than get purged, don't you think? You should be happy for greed.
What did you say?
That's what happened, isn't it?
Bleeding snake.
Now, let's not get nasty. Greed's better.
Keep her name out your mouth, how about?
Easy now, old chap. It isn't my fault she's dead. Gods, please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not her, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, ballading like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
Twitches across Balladier's lips.
She never did like you. Wouldn't know a thing about you and I, Gretty.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Don't feel too bad. Fella had no decency. If you don't have that, you don't have anything to live for.
He nods at you and turns back to his handiwork. He lines up another nail and hammers it.
Wouldn't know a thing about you and I, Gretty.
I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Them that pay the bills, of course. I'll be a rich man when you're 6 feet under. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time!
Damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their fun the most, really.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much, Ellen. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
Maybe you ought to give those companions of yours. Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Maybe they mean something to you after all. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little... We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting and remembering. Thank you kindly, sweetheart. I do appreciate it. They were good lads. Too good for this place. In some ways, I'm glad they got out quickly. Listen to me, bubbling on like a... You're sweet to listen. And yes, they were lovely. Totally lovely. I'll see him again before I'm gone for good. That's for certain. You run along now, darling. You shouldn't spend what little time you've got left here listening to an old bleeding heart moan.
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, you agree? I am very curious. So tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from... I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do, what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. Ah, you want reunion. Life is lonesome. The thing you love is gone. I have something for you, my friend. A gift. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shoe. See what I gather.
The old dog whimpers sadly, sniffing your hand.
Out my face. I'll punch your lights out.
He smacks your hand away, refusing the potion.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Get!
What were you thinking, messing with Riff's ruby?
Those bleeding fools think they run the place, but... Aye. Only so much a man can stand before he won't stand it.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Well, what a swollen swine you are. This fella won't I'll have you know. Intent on calling the Reaper over with them whales of his. I figure I might as well give him a little piece if that's all right with you, missy. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Don't to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
You are in the wrong place. Fear? Pity, perhaps. A blind wolf may lead the pack, but sooner or later they will all starve. If you shared in a heritage, a culture so advanced, you'd remain proud too. But never mind that. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a fair price. If not, I would thank you to move on.
Manners are for humans. I'm an ancient. Thank you.
Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! I'll spare you this time, beast, but don't cross me again. Ever! You're really... Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready? Go! Okay, wait, let me hide again. Ready? Go!
I feel him, but I don't.
Ooh! Wow! You're really smart. I bet. You know what? I bet my best friend would really like you. Come on, I'll introduce you. I know how to spell introduce. It's INTRUCE. My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
I've spotted something. I need a shovel.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
Wither, this is my new friend. She's really smart. You'll like her a lot.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But she's really nice and tall. Maybe she can even help you with that thing.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here? Good. Good gods. Can it be? You're back. And you
Go
brought...
on. Don't be shy. Talk to Wither.
Oh, it's stuck.
You! Tell me true. Stand you with the Source Hunters, or do you serve the tyrant Brachus Rex? A 1,000 years? Gods, the walls of this millennium from me. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A child may be alive, but so is a potato, if you understand me. No, Morty cannot help with what I ask. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison, and to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good lady, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Spear, end this degradation. I beg you.
Ugh, it's stuck fast.
I got...
Good sir. You have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. Likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. Switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well, but search there for another hidden switch. Supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last, with dignity. Fortress, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry as yet unseen in our world. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, won essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims, and yet, here I am.
Wither is free! Now he can be happy. Get out! Well, yeah, a lot. But he's my friend, and it's better if your friends are happy. You're right. You are really strong. Like a hero. And heroes get treasures when they finish their quests. Here, take this. It'll show you how to find my secret fort and my treasure chest. So here's your last quest. Find a way up. You can have my treasure.
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
I'm better than you.
I feel uneasy here.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She bows.
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute, Griff, he who gives the bread has the power. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I feel... It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters come. My family runs, but I fall. My son... I shout to him to run. I am taken. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. I see all of you. I know they help. No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I have all ones.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, she has no need for slimy, sticky...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns toward you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you, though she couldn't have seen your face.
Ah, hello. I see you come a long way. I see you come here seeking a... Do you find it?
She laughs and looks around as though taking in the scenery, though her eyes are still covered.
Many people to me to return, and there is a great joy here, as though the walls and water themselves were made by many smiling gods. Even if we are here under unhappy circumstances, still I feel it. I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps. You do, someday. Your life is not your own. Your life is for us all, Seymour. You see someday.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way, Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? He knows how to leave. But if you find him, maybe you can help him. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you seek, a way out. You bring me great peace. Thank you, my friend. I miss him very much. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him. Yes, please ask. Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now, taken, but I see all the same. A very blind man. He sees things but not truth, not love or joy. I feel very sorry for him. You understand when you meet him after you escape. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves... Time, for us, is now. There is not then. I knew we must be here. I am not sure how much to explain. You are here, and so we are here.
The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you.
Oh, Emmy.
Doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
I'm Buddy.
The tip of his tail starts to wag.
It's no use anyway. That smells rotten. Wait a minute. This tastes like... This is... I don't eat people!
What's this? I found something.
I need a shovel.
Used to manual labor if circumstances require.
Leave me. Go.
She smiles and reaches out as if to touch your arm, the last moment.
Sorry. I almost forget sometimes. I can't wait to see what's next. To be done with this.
The Magister stares at the ground, unaware of your presence. With a start, she looks up and realizes someone is standing right beside her. Her eyes meet yours. She doesn't blink.
Dead. The bishop is all we have left. It'll be a last as well.
To silence, and she resumes staring at the ground, lost deeply in thought.
I do wish Alexander would ascend sooner rather than later. Yes, only a week or two before, well, you know, I wanted to serve him more than anything. But who didn't then? He was driving the Black Ring back, soon to rout them entirely. I put my faith in the bishop. Reminds me of his father. And what he said has been true. Wherever there are sorcerers, Voidwoken strike. They say his powers are not developing as they should. But we need his powers to develop so that he may banish the Voidwoken. It's quite the pickle. I wish it every night, more than anything.
None of your business, you rat.
Go on, keep moving.
Enjoy your stay.
Where's the oil?
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Get bent.
I ain't seen how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? Magic and metal, like most of Dallas's designs. Metal keeps it locked. Magic makes it work. That's all I know. Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time of day. Speaking of, you haven't, so buy or shove off. All manner of things. Have a look. Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this? It's bolted on there tight, ain't it? Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this? Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this? Here's the goods.
The shrine depicts Lucy and the Divine, 7 gods. You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air rushing through a tunnel. A hatch.
A shrine, by the looks of it.
He has spoken! Lucian has spoken! The eternal prayer! It worked! Death, he's listened! A door. Do you see it? Incredible.
Peer at the statue and recognize the face as that of the goddess Amadia. You read something about her once long ago. The droplet burns both hot and cold, and Yane, you step towards the flow, desiring more, wanting desperately for it to take you, and darkness envelops you.
mind would think of a thing like this.